Today I'll be showing you how to sketch a linear graph using the y-intercept and gradient method. So for the introduction, I'll explain what this topic is and how to sketch a line given this equation. Something we should always remember is y equals mx plus c. Normally, the equation that will give you to sketch a line using this method is in the form of this. So I'll explain what these mean. So the y in this equation means the y-axis, which is the vertical line in the Cartesian plane. The m is the steepness of the line, the gradient, and the x is the horizontal line in the equation. The c is the y-intercept, which is where the line goes through the horizontal line, the y-axis. So fairly simple. So the first thing that we should do is isolate the m and the c to sketch the line. The m and the c. So the m is a gradient, just to remind you, and the c is the y-intercept. So so let's say I'll give an example so I verified that you know this. Y equals 1x plus 1. So if you know anything about math, you should know that 1 in this equation is a c, and the 1 before the x is the m. So that means the 1 is the gradient, the 1 before the x is the gradient, and the 1 after the x is the y-intercept. So we need to isolate these. So m equals 1 and c equals 1. So first we need to start off with our c. These are the two things we need to solve to sketch our line. Fairly simple. C, where in the vertical line is 1 over here. Simple. After that we need to turn m. So we plot our point. After that, we need to turn m into a fraction, so 1 over 1. Now, the numerator in this fraction is whether we'll go up or down from our first point that we have plotted. And the denominator will always go to the right in our equation from our first point. So, we go up, because this is positive 1, we go up 1 from our first point. From this point we got 1 up and 1 to the right. We always go to the right. So that will give us our two lines and we can sketch our line. Fairly simple topic. Now I'll give a few examples so you know how to do this. So our first example will be y equals negative 3x plus 2. So we need to isolate the gradient and the y-intercept, which will give us c equals 2 and m equals negative 3. Simple. So we start off with our c, where on the vertical line is c, over here. Then we need to turn m into a fraction, which will give us negative 3 over 1, because it is a whole number. Then, so negative 3, it goes up or down, depending on if it is positive or negative. Negative, it will go down. So down 3 from the first point that we have plotted. 1, 2, 3. Bring us here. Then we always go to the right for the denominator, 1. So now we can sketch our line. For our last equation, it will be y equals negative 4 over 3x. Whoa, there's something wrong with this equation. It doesn't have a y-intercept. How do we solve without a y-intercept? So we need to pretend that if you know math, you should know that there is a 0 here. There is still a y-intercept, and that is 0. If there is nothing after the x, there is a 0, because it's not there. So we have c equals 0 and m equals negative 4 over 3. So c, 0. Where on the y-axis is 0? Over here, in the origin. Then m equals negative 4 over 3. It's already turned into a fraction for us. So it is already turned into a fraction for us. So negative 4 goes up or down depending on what the if is it in positive or negative, and this always goes to the right. So -4 goes down for 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 3 to the right, 1, 2, 3. There, we have plotted our 2 points, and that's all we need to draw our line. So that is the end to my topic, and just to revise it, I'll tell you how to do it one more time. Y equals mx plus c. We isolate the m and the c, then we plot the c on the vertical line. Plot the c on the vertical line. We turn m into a fraction. Then, after we have turned m into a fraction, we go up or down, depending if it's positive or negative. Then go always to the right for the denominator. Thank you, and I hope you have learned this topic. Get tricked when the whistle blows. Dun, 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 dun. Go, Safe, it's your turn.
Huh?
It's your turn.
I'm not gonna do it. I'm joking.
Oh, come on.
But I might need a bit of help, okay? So you got to.
Alright, I'm gonna stand right here for you. What was that game called? Until Dawn?
Until your mum's dawn. Take out the headphones. Pass me the headphones.
I'm gonna watch that video. I'm gonna think. I'm gonna download that game.